Yeah, well, we're very excited about the naming for Senator Blunt, as we all shared during the conversation that he's been a tremendous force for biomedical research innovation by funding the NIH at historic high levels, and his support for education, making opportunities available for deserving students throughout the United States, and programs that we really appreciate, especially in rural parts of the state like rural parts of Missouri, is the medical education program that enables students to pursue their medical education and practice in rural parts of the state. So we're really excited about the grand opening on October 19th with Senator Blunt and many other dignitaries.
And it's very exciting. The curators are all very excited. We have a lot of respect for Senator Blunt and me especially. I mean, his support for agriculture, me being involved in ag most of my adult life, and seeing Senator Blunt's support for that, and also for the biomedical sciences. I mean, he's just been tremendous for us and a supporter here at the university. So thank you again, Senator Blunt.
And then we also want to talk a little bit about the research productivity. That
Yeah. As Chair Chadman and Curator Graves stated, they're very proud of the work that our faculty members have done over the past 5 years, growing phase one or federal research by 40% during that period is a phenomenal feat. And our goal is to continue that level of that rate of growth so that we could take our rightful place as one of the best leading research universities in the United States. And it's going to take investments, and there will be more to come as I share details about Mizzou Forward during the October 8th State of the University address.
okay, we'll start with questions. Rudy, we're going to start with the folks in the room first, and then we'll get to you here in just a second. Roger, you want to go?
Sure. Chairman, with the resolutions at the end, what message do these resolutions send to the public, and where did this come from anyway? Who ever said anything about mandates?
Well, I think we took a vote today for individual liberty and freedom, right? We will not be mandating, any vaccines for our faculty, staff, and students. I think it's very clear. I think if anyone was wondering, they now have an answer, and I think that that any questions people may have, I think that this may have brought some clarity to them. I can't say that we've, made a perfect situation as far as information, but we've at least put out some information today through that resolution, through those votes, that will give people some assurance of what we will and will not do moving forward with COVID.
Just a brief follow-up. Are you concerned that the public may see the vote as anti-vaccine?
No, I think people today expressed their support for the vaccine. I didn't hear a person in the room, not one curator, say that they were against the vaccine. In contrast, several of our curators voiced support for it. So no, I don't think that message, any anti-vaccination message, was sent at all, and that is definitely not what we're trying to communicate.
Can I add
Please,
something?
yes.
So the resolution, the way I understand it, states that there is not a general mandate for vaccination, but there have been exceptions made for those who work in MU Healthcare, UMKC Healthcare, and those faculty, staff, and students who have clinical responsibilities in which they engage with patients. There's also very special exceptions for those who work in the child lab, where they have to work with young children who can't be vaccinated and can't be masked, and so we want to keep the vulnerable populations safe.
I didn't hear that as part of the resolution.
Pardon me?
I didn't hear that as part of the resolution.
It's the pre-existing, yes.
Sydney?
Do you have issues with those that work in child laboratories with young children?
I'm just saying that I didn't hear that as part of the resolution.
Those are the existing approvals.
And Moon is absolutely correct.
Well, I would say get vaccinated, protect yourself, and as you heard from members of the board, they strongly believe in the vaccine. And our message has been one of strong recommendation for vaccination. And I do appreciate the board making that point very clear, very clear.
How do you hope to also increase or if you, in support of vaccinations? Do you think it will have an impact on the people that still decide whether or not to get vaccinated?
I think for those that may have been sitting on the fence, deciding whether to get vaccinated or not, the FDA approval that was received for Pfizer on August 23rd, I think may have made that decision easier for some that have been sitting on the fence. But I think there are many individuals that are still doing the research and trying to better understand the pros and cons. But I'm following the guidelines from the CDC, recommendations from the AMA, and the medical experts about the value of the vaccine, and that's why I'm vaccinated. My family's vaccinated, and I strongly encourage all faculty, students, and staff to get vaccinated. And so that's my position.
Anything else, Ricky? Rudy, what questions do you have?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. So my question is about the naming of the Next Gen Precision Center. In the past, the University of Missouri has named buildings for people who were still alive, like the Bond Life Sciences Center or the Hearns Multipurpose Center. And everything worked out fine. The Mizzou Arena experience, though, shows that sometimes it's not a good idea to name something after someone who's still alive because you can be forced to take their name off of it. Did anybody consider whether it was appropriate to name a building for Senator Blunt while he's still alive?
Well, I'll share with you why I made the recommendation, and I'll ask Curator Chapman if he wants to add why he supported the recommendation. But we looked at the body of his work over the 30 years as a public servant and the contributions that he's made to biomedical sciences and opportunities to lift up students and their families through higher education. And that body of work is truly impressive. And that's why we believe there was a fitting honor for us to name the building after Senator Blunt.
And the board agrees with Moon 100% on that.
Okay, so no hesitation or thought that maybe it would be, you ought to wait.
No, no, none at all.
All right, thanks.
Is that it, Rudy?
That's it for me.
Okay, is there anybody else on the phone? Okay. Any other questions, Cindy or Roger?
I might ask, will there be animal testing at the new veterinary diagnostics building?
Oh yes, I mean, when you say animal testing, there's very important work that's going on with regards to comparative medicine and using animal models to better understand human diseases, and that's a very important component of Next Gen. And but we follow all of the guidelines that are accepted by NIH and Department of Agriculture in all of the animal research that we do. And you may know that Mizzou is recognized for having a number of nationally funded centers for both swine, not just swine, rat, and mouse. And that's why we're a powerhouse institution when it comes to comparative medicine research.
I'd add to that, Roger, and say that there's also, the research done there also benefits the animals. From the food production animals that we dealt with diseases, eliminating diseases in those animals also is important because it affects millions of lives with food production. Do we have someone just join us on the phone?
Yes, this is Dan Claxton with KRCG TV.
Hey Dan, we're just about getting ready to wrap up, but do you have a couple of questions?
Well, sorry for getting in late. I didn't realize I had done that. My only question really is if you could please describe your reasoning behind deciding not to require a vaccine for people returning to campus.
Yeah, this is Curator Chapman, and we had addressed this earlier, but I think we wanted to make a statement about our beliefs on individual liberty and freedom, and not mandating a vaccine is important to that concept. And we have existing vaccine mandates for certain specific groups, but we did not want to extend that to the broader student body or to other faculty and staff. So that was our basis for making a statement that we would not mandate the vaccine to those groups.
Anything else, Dan?
Okay, thank you. No, thank you very much.
Okay. Cindy, anything else?
I do have one more question back to the word line.
Uh-huh.
Precision Health Building. What was the reason behind naming the next gen Precision Health Building after Senator Blunt, rather than using the naming as an opportunity for fundraising or through finding a donor?
Well, we have received significant amount of funds for that building through philanthropy. Thus far, we've received, I believe, about $45 million towards the constructions and programming related to NextGen. And as you know, we received permanent funding from the state for NextGen, and we also expect that the partnership opportunities that are made available through the VA is going to help us with the construction and further operation of the building. And given all of that, all of the funding that we have available, we decided that the best approach is to name it in Senator's honor.
Anything else? Well, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.